It's been a while since I built a real grade, the Sinanju, my 4th build overall, being my first. While I managed to complete the kit, it proved a significant challenge. Glue was involved. Now, with my 22nd build, I'm finally getting back to real grade with the very patriotic sounding Freedom Gundam. Disclaimer, the Freedom Gundam is not necessarily endorsed by America, nor officially affiliated with American patriotism. Quick flyby of all the runners, so many itty-bitty parts and impressive color separation, but then it is a real grade. Build starts with the ankle unit. You'll see the inner frame pieces up top. Not sure why they don't just say feet though. Foot unit? Feet units? I guess it's not important. Onward to the legs. Right leg pieces on the left and left leg pieces on the right, just to disorient people. You're instructed to bend those legs once they've been assembled, just some minor aerobics, nothing too severe. Waist unit, really quick and easy part of the build, front and side views. I didn't somehow make 2 waists, that'd be weird, a Gundam with 2 waists. And here we have half of Freedom. Insert long-winded philosophical monologue. Body, torso, what have you, this is where I hit my first snag. Some parts were really stubborn about going into place or closing flush at the seams. But I eventually sorted that out with a hobby knife and some applied pressure. Had the sore fingers to prove it afterwards. Is this as disconcerting to you as it is to me? The arms, which you could probably tell straight away from the inner frame pieces. Forgot to include a couple little pieces in this shot, so they get included through the magic of editing. More aerobics, first arms already finished their set. Getting the arms into place was interesting. Started by bending the shoulder pegs and getting the connecting portion of each arm's inner frame in place. Seemed awkward at first, but rotating the arms backward caused the shoulder junction to slip smoothly inside of the torso. I don't get to say that very often. Ah, my nemesis, teeny tiny Gundam heads. Sometimes I wish all Gundam heads were SD sized, but then I realize how impractical that'd be. Freedom finally has a head. It meets the minimum requirements for wearing a hat. Railguns, those things that attach to either side of the Freedom's hips. I really liked how they folded and unfolded once completed, and a static image wouldn't have done that justice. The Freedom right before a rousing hunting trip. I couldn't fit all of the wing parts into a single photo without zooming out 100 miles, and my kitchen's just not that big. Look at this! I really appreciated this part of the build, the complexity of the wing unit and its individual, let's say, feathers. Robot feathers. I personally prefer to display the wings in their folded form, and I wasn't exactly looking forward to unfurling them later. Remaining weapons and shield. Assembly was pretty straightforward. You can't tell from these stills, but getting the equipment into place and getting it to stay there was a pain. I was going to rant about hands, particularly the ones with individual fingers, but I have about 40 minutes of material that I'll save for the grumpier recesses of my mind. Suffice it to say, the more troublesome parts of the build were attaching the final pieces of equipment and, to a lesser degree, unfolding the wings. I don't intend to buy an action base for this guy, so he's never getting the full unfurled beams galore treatment. He'll have to learn to play nice with the other shelf-bound kids. This build overall was mostly smooth sailing. Getting a kit to hold things and not have an arm droop or unrelated piece pop off is an issue more often than I'd like, but the end result was a very sharp looking real grade Freedom that took me no longer than a weekend to put together. Don't know when I'll build my next real grade, but in the meantime this guy is going to rub elbows with the Calamity and SD00. Thanks for watching.